Hi, my name is Hannah Morris, and I am a student media producer at KMU. I produced this audio story about an awesome event that happened recently. I hope you enjoy. Texas A&M Engineering Extension Service, or TEEX, hosts task forces from all over the country to come train at Disaster City right here in College Station. Each team is filled with firefighters, paramedics, and engineers who work through each simulated disaster to locate volunteer survivors. These exercises could take an entire weekend to complete, but some intelligent furry friends help the rescues go even faster. Texas Task Force 1 Director Jeff Saunders explained to me just how valuable these K-9 units are to both Disaster City and real-world rescues.
People working on a pile, it would take 4 to 5 hours just working in a small area. A K-9 can do it in less than 20 seconds, 30 seconds, depending on how the handler moves them around. They train almost every weekend. They train here in Disaster City at least once a month. We try to use them in all sorts of different scenarios so that we can see how they're going to work when they're out on a real disaster.
I had the pleasure of meeting with some of the K-9 administrative team, as well as hearing from one of the handlers themselves. K-9 coordinator Christy Borman walked me over to one of the disaster sites that was specifically constructed to train K-9s. This site was a house that had collapsed from a natural disaster, and it included mounds of planks and tunnels for the dogs to run through and locate survivors.
When the dogs run across this, it's very much like what they experience in the real world, and we've set up many parts of it just to mimic that, right? There's a garage here with 2 cars parked inside, and we can hide people inside those cars like they were trapped as they were trying to leave a disaster area. There's also a storm cellar here. So just like we would have in places where tornadoes are common, people can be in the storm cellar and then debris can get blown across the top of the storm cellar. So you can't see where you would need to pull them out of or that they're even there. The dog can smell that, tell us where it is, and then we can rescue them from that storm cellar.
I got to meet K-9 handler Tom and his dog Taz, or as they like to call themselves, TNT. The two of them have been a rescue team for 5 years since Taz was found roaming the streets of San Antonio. And it was when Texas Task Force noticed Taz's unique personality that they decided he would be perfect for the job.
What we look for is toy drive. It's all about the toy. So we get somebody who bounces a ball down a rescue or a humane society, and if the dog goes, ball! That means it's a good search dog. And that's what Taz did.
Tom explained to me what a typical rescue operation looks like with Taz.
Taz is a live find dog. Some of his buddies find dead people, but Taz finds live people. So we've got victims scattered all over this place. We've got some really, really great people who donate their time and come out and volunteer to help us. They'll hide in the piles or in the buildings, and we set up different scenarios where the dogs can go find them. Taz has a real active bark when he finds somebody. Boo! And then he gets his toy. His toy is everything to him. The whole reason he does this is for his toy. Taz plays fetch. He loves to play fetch with a frisbee or a ball or something like that. But he knows when he works, he gets paid.
Taz's abilities make him extremely valuable to the team.
So they say that a K-9's nose is 1,000,000 times stronger than ours. When we walk into a pizza place, you smell pizza, right? Taz smells basil and cheese and tomato paste and flour and every little ingredient. His nose just goes crazy. And that's what is so great about the dogs. We can send them into small places. They don't weigh as much as we do. His nose will pick up something 100 feet away, and all of a sudden his head will turn, and he'll go chasing after it. And then when he gets up there, he starts barking, Dad, 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 it's right here, Dad, 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 here it is. And then I give him his ball, and everybody's happy.
Tom told me a bit about his deployments with Taz and how they as a team help speed up the rescue process.
Taz and I have gotten to go to a couple really bad tornadoes up near the Red River, and the entire block is just leveled. And then we just kind of go from house to house, just like we would out here. We just go from rubble pile to rubble pile. And Taz will get through that rubble pile quicker than anybody else can. And that's what's so great about sending the dogs. In a matter of just minutes, he can tell whether there's somebody in that house or not. If there is, then we call and we ask for some help. If there's not, we move on to the next house. And that's how we do our job.
It was great to learn all about the importance of these K-9 teams, as well as the special bonds formed between dogs and their handlers.
Taz and I spend 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm with the Dallas Fire Department. So when I go to work, Taz comes with me every single day. Taz and I are probably better friends than me and my wife, but don't tell her that, okay?
From KAMU, I'm Hannah Morris.